Would you take your seat in the presence of the Lord like we all agreed? Just in a few minutes and I'll be out of your face, but let me remind everyone here that there could never have been a better time for us to speak about the power of God like it is here. I have seen people come to the end of the road and only dependent on the power of God for there to be a change. I have seen the best of the experts come to a season in their life where they said, you know what, there's nothing we can do right now. Everything all has to be about the power of God. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, in the days of his power. And people of God, in the days of his power, people of God, always remember, I may not have everything, but what I have will work. Did you hear what I just said right now? Somebody touch your neighbor and tell your neighbor, power. And people of God, Peter and John said to the man who was begging them, as the man walked, I said to them, seated at the beautiful gate. And then they said, silver and gold have we none. What you're asking, we don't have. But there's something we have. Look at your neighbor, say, such as I have. Say, silver and gold have I none. But somebody say, such as I have. How many of you know that you may not have everything, but there is something God has placed in you? Did you hear what I just said? Somebody talk back to me. Say, what I have will work. I want you to say like you mean it. Say, what I have will work. So people of God, silver and gold, Peter and John said, silver and gold have we none. Apparently when they were walking, they will get to this place and then they will ask this man and say, oh, please can you give me something? Oh, he will give me 50 for 50. So he has silver and gold. So I'm looking for those who do not have silver and gold. So, and then this one will give silver and gold. But then again, this one says, we don't have what you have, but there's something we have. And that one we have will work. I want you to hear me today. Don't focus on what you don't have. Release what you have. What you have will bring what you don't have. Am I communicating? Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, what I have is enough. That's a wrong neighbor. Leave that neighbor, get in the face of another and tell that one, say, what I have is enough. Do you believe that what you have is enough? People of God, hear me. You might not have their English, but you have a better brain. Did you hear what I just said? Somebody look at me. Look at your neighbor again. Tell your neighbor, what I have is enough. Say it again to your neighbor like you mean it. Say, what I have is enough. And I want you to walk away from here understanding that what you have is enough. Every day the devil begins to remind you about what you don't have. If only you went and did your PhD, you would have been a better person. Even with your PhD, you would have still been empty. Whereas you can go ahead and get all that you have to get. But I want you to know where you are at this time. With all that God is doing in your life. With how God is doing it in your life. People of God, you are enough. Did you hear what I just said right now? What he has not given you now is what you don't need. But as far as you continue to walk with what he has given you, what he has given you will bring what you don't have at the moment. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I am enough. Help me look at another neighbor again and tell that neighbor, I am enough. People of God, in the days of his power, let me ask you again, remember, in the days of his power, what you have is enough. You don't, sir, you are not the one. It's the power of God. You are not the one. You are not the one. What I want you to know, you are not the one. What he has given you is enough. Don't go, and I was sharing with them. I went to preach within the week. I shared this, the story in the first service. I went to preach at the pastor's meeting within the week. And then a pastor was talking and he was giving an example. And he said, I went for a course. And we were taught on seeker sensitivity. Seeker sensitivity. And we, a whole course, full course, we sat down and we were taught. If you want to attract this kind of people, package yourself like this. If you want to bring this kind of people to pay attention to you, package. If you want to break into this place, package yourself like this. He said, but one young man comes out on the internet and starts every morning, starts doing, and he runs from one, and I'm saying it exactly the way he said it. I mean, my people who attended will tell you. And then he says, and then he's running from one end of the pulpit to another end of the pulpit. Then he's attracting all kinds of manner. He said, how does one person make a nonsense of what I sat down and they taught me and who to attract? People of God, there are people who give testimonies on NSPP, and they are those white people from all this white here, all those, sorry, they told me that I should not call white, that it's not good. I should be using Caucasians. So those Caucasians that give testimony, my question is, how do they hear me? I don't know whether you're getting what I'm saying. My father, how do they hear me? Uncle, what you have is enough. You're not going to be like any other person. You're not going to fit into how they want you to fit in. You're not going to be the advocate. What I have is enough. Push what you have. Stretch what you have. Express what you have. What you have is enough. In fact, I should close the service at this point, because you need to live here with one thing registered. Every day you can't use your gifting because you keep comparing yourself with them. You keep telling yourself they are better than me, they talk better than me, they are more educated than me. People of God, if you are more educated than me, you are not more illiterate than me. So there is a place where I am better than you. Do you understand what I'm talking about? What I have is enough. It's enough. There are people that want you to dilute what you have, tweak it this way, twist it this way. People of God, my generation is tired of cosmetic. My generation wants, who can download it raw? We want it like that from the throne of grace. What I have is enough. Somebody look at your neighbor, say, such as I have. Tell your neighbor, I don't have silver and gold. Tell your neighbor, such as I have. Tell your neighbor, such as I have. If you, I want you to take 30 seconds. Bless the Lord for what he gave you. Just bless the Lord for what he gave you. Your eyes are going to open to see more of what he gave you you never knew you had. Bless the Lord. Don't complain. Don't complain. Just bless the Lord. Rakadabalasatea. Hey, shamananaka. Rekodobalasadabaya. Rakadabalasadea. Jakadabaletokada. Atabadakodose. Rakadabosibada. Ashakotobala. Rakadabalasea. Akatabalasia, Ashakotoba, Arakadabala, Akotobalasea, Ishakatoya. Let your amen turn the louder. Take your seat. And the days of his power. Thank God for all that God has done with your life and in your life. But I'm not going to sell myself short because I feel I'm unworthy. I'm not going to go into a room and shut my mouth because I feel like you're better than me. I'm not going to appear at a place where I'm supposed to deliver on destiny, and then I'm going to feel like, oh, if I had the opportunity they had, how God and what God and where God has brought me is enough. But such as I have. He will use, oh my goodness, he uses the foolish things of this world to confound the one. He says, in earthen vessel God has deposited treasure, that the excellency might be of him and not of any man. He says to them, even if you choose not to praise me, I will raise stones. You can use anybody, you can use anything. I am grateful for the one you gave me. I'm gonna work on the one you gave me. I'm gonna push the one you gave me. If you understand it, thunder it louder. Amen. People of God, I want to say the second thing, and I'll say third thing, and I will leave so that we can praise the days of his power. I want to let you know, these people were going to the temple for prayer, and then they met a man at the beautiful gate, and they prayed for the man. People of God, the days of his power are days of prayer. They are days of prayer. I've often told you, but let me reiterate it. Look at where we are. Look at the overflow. Probably look at the other children's church. Look at all of the things we're doing. And then I come one day. Your pastor shows up one day and brings, I pass my neighbor generator. And they say there's no light here. And I say fire. And I pass my neighbor generator. And then you ask me, sir, what are you doing? I say, I want to power this place so that it can carry the sound, carry the AC, carry the LED screen. Then go to the overflow, carry the ACs in the overflow, carry the LED screen. That's what I want to do. People of God. The, what's it called? Everything here. The load, yes, thank you. The load here will shut down the generator. Have you seen that thing before? When you turn on the generator and then next thing you turn on things here and other. It's not that these things will even go off. The generator will go off. Yeah. Because the load is bigger than the capacity of the gen. Some of you are carrying the destiny of 17-story building with a prayer life of I pass my neighbor generator. Oga walk, Oga walk. You can't carry what you carry. And then in the days of his power, you're not praying. Too busy to pray. Let me tell you, for your adversary, the devil, goeth about like a roaring lion, seeking whom to devour. People of God, my prayer, the Bible says redeeming the time because the days are evil. There's something I usually tell you here about that day called evil day. That day called evil day. Meanwhile, let me make a prayer. That day called evil day will never come near you. That evil day. But if you know there's greatness on your life, dust your prayer fire. Do you understand what I'm just saying? Still every 5 minutes and pray. Take out every 2 minutes somewhere and pray. You are entering into meetings, pray. You are coming out of some, pray. Because you thought you went to talk to someone casual, but you don't know they projected an atmosphere towards you. People will say, as soon as I came back, I've been having this thing that is happening on my... Oh. The question is, I'm not trying to be spooky, but the question is, where did you go to? You're entering. Hey, Ababa Shatabala. Lord, I go in the name of the Lord. You are coming out. I go in the name of the Lord. Let me tell you, everybody you see is carrying spirits. Everybody you see is carrying spirits. Everybody you see is carrying spirits. And so don't think. Let me tell you, the devil is very patient. The devil can wait for you at one corner. And when he strikes, you go like, what happened? And the Lord said, all this while, you've not taken your prayer fire seriously. Am I communicating? If you are awake in the night, for no reason, some of you who just wake up in the night and then walk, you are not walking. Sleep, you are not sleeping. You just be there pressing phone. Don't press phone again. If you press phone, your hand will stick on that phone. When When you wake up and you know that I don't know why I'm awake, pray. Maybe God just wants you to just say, Lord, I don't know, but I release prayers into my future. I release prayers into where I am going to. I release prayers. I just keep praying. Even prayers are best prayed. Forgive my repetition when there is no prayer point.